Welcome to Revit. In the next several minutes, you'll get over your fear of drawing and thinking in Revit. Revit is different than AutoCAD. AutoCAD is a two-dimensional software, and Revit is a two-dimensional software, although you have to be conscious that it's always drawing in 3D, and it's recording each item that you make. If you're starting from scratch, you always go to New, and we're in Architecture, so we will choose an architectural template. So you always go to New, go to Architectural Template. And there you have it. You have your Revit interface. And don't let this fool you or scare you. Every one of these is so user-friendly. Creating a stair, creating a ramp, creating a railing, creating curtains, curtain walls, creating floors, ceilings, roof, columns, components, windows, doors, and walls. So all of those things are in there, and then you can modify. There's a modify command similar to AutoCAD. There's rotate, there's copy, there's move, align, that's new, offset. This one is array, this is scale, this is extend, extend more than one. This X means to delete. And you can measure and create other things too. So let's go to architecture. And let's go to, first, let's look at your properties browser. There's a properties browser and a project browser. Your project is your levels, level 1, 2, however many you create in your east, west, north, south elevations. Properties browser is where you place your walls, windows, appliances, fixtures, etc. So they can be activated just by a simple click, or right-clicking. You can add your browser, and you can right-click and add your properties browser in your project browser. So let's go, for now, let's go to your, let's click on the screen and go to your project browser, okay? All right, there you are, there you have it. I usually dock mine. You can press and hold and dock it wherever. Let's put it over here so we can see it. And then let's add some more room here. And the first thing you do is you create your levels. Right away, you're thinking in 3D. What's your floor-to-floor height? And you remember that from your stair. So if you have a basement, first floor, second floor, you have to create those now. So let's go to either one of these cardinal elevations, east, north, south, or west. Let's just go to west. It doesn't matter, because they're all the same. If you go to west, if you go to south, if you go to north, if you go to east, they're all the same. And let's move this out of the way just temporarily so you can see that. Usually I notice that my levels are really too long, so I usually just stretch them back. Okay, and that way I have, and I can pan over if I want. You can also go to zoom. There's zoom region, zoom out 2 times. And you can also zoom to fit. Okay, and zoom to sheet size. Okay, so I like mine a little bit larger because I wear glasses. Now these locks means you're locking things in place. There's a dimension already for you, and these are locks in place. This is level 1, level 2. If I move this circle, both of them move. But if I unlock it, I can move these independently. Okay. There's sometimes, you may want to do that if you have different levels. And Revit will give you this little dash line. It always lines up things for you. It thinks of things ahead of time so that you don't have to guess. Now, I usually say, oh, this should not say level 1. It should say first floor. So I'll type in first floor. I usually use all caps. First floor. I'll just say FL. Okay. And the nice thing about it is it changes over here in your project browser. And watch level 2 change. If I click here, you'll go to level 2 and you'll say second floor. Okay. All right. So then, and you can change these elevations if you're working on an actual project. If you want to, you can go in there and change those elevations. All right, so now that we have those, let's go to the floor plan. Let's get busy with our first floor. So there's our first floor plan, okay? And sometimes if I'm working with a client and they have a piece of paper and they've drawn a floor plan, I can insert it in there. I can go to Modify, okay, and I can go to Insert. There you are. And if it's a file that or image or PDF, I can do that. Or if it's a drawing that I actually want to use, that is maybe a 3D CAD drawing in another software, AutoCAD or 3D Max, I can drag that in here and Revit will recognize it. Also, if I just want to copy, I can say Link CAD. So I can do that, and I can find a file. Let's find a file. Let's see, Habitat floor plan. Let me see. Let's see, Habitat first floor. Look at that. Okay, I can say that I can open that up. I usually place that check there so that this drawing will be in this current view. I also preserve the colors because I usually change it to blue so that I can see the old and the new, or you can change it to whatever, or you can change it to whatever color you want, or make it black and white, or preserve the colors that it has. And I leave this alone. Import units. I want Revit to auto detect the units, and Revit is very good at it. You're going to see. And I just make sure it's placed on the first floor, and I say open. And sometimes if it's hand drawn or somebody else has drawn it, the lines are crooked, Revit will straighten out your lines for you if you check that. So I say, but AutoCAD makes straight lines straight. The only way AutoCAD will make a crooked line is if you make it crooked. So let's just say open. I don't see it. Well, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to say, oh, there it is. It's way up there. So then if I try to move it, it won't move because there's a little lock there. So if I see that pin, if I click it, I unpin it, and then I can just move it down in there, okay? And then I can zoom to fit, right? I can zoom to fit. Or I can just zoom in with my mouse wheel if I'm on a PC. So there's my drawing, and I can scale it if it's not correct. Just like in AutoCAD, the square within a square. Only this one, you don't need a scale with a reference. You don't have to do a lot of typing. It's intuitive. So if you click on it and zoom in there, Revit goes right to the corner, and it starts putting, look at that, it's putting a dimension on there, and it goes to the other corner, and it's 34 feet, and that's correct. So that's correct, so I'm going to cancel. And then I'm going to go to scale again. And I'm going to go, what Revit is trying to ask you is, okay, that's your second point, that's your first point, there's your second point. Now, what do you want it to be? So now you can type in whatever you want it to be if it's wrong, and it'll scale it. Or you can use dimensions here and dimension it. So this is correct. It's 34 by 20. So that's correct. So my walls are correct. Okay. So now I can start drawing, or I can draw, if I have, I'll put that to the side just temporarily, just so it'll be out of the way just a bit. Revit puts these 4 little cardinal points in there as a docker so you can draw in that field. It's an imaginary field. So suppose you're starting to draw from scratch. Maybe you have a small house or something, or you're going to draw a bathroom. Well, first of all, you have to draw a wall. So let's go to architectural, and let's go to wall. And it's architectural. And then we need to go to your properties browser. The properties, you need to select a wall. What kind of wall do you want? Let's just select a 5-inch generic wall. So there it is. Now I can start drawing. See how small it is? You got to zoom in. And for dimensions, you can make your walls. Very nice. You can line them up. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. And it tells you the angle. There you go. And I'm going to go over there, and then watch it. It's going to line it up. Look at that. It's lining up with that, and it's lining up with that. Look at that. And I can close. So there's my walls. So now, Revit, now if my wall's on the wrong side, I can flip it and make it go on the other side, right? And if this wall, usually when you're building, you want to round off to the nearest dimension, at least to the 2. 4 foot 2, 4 foot 6, 4 foot 8. You don't want to do 39 feet 7 and 5/16. So this is kind of wonky here. So you can click it there. And it's 2 foot 11. Why don't we just make it 3 feet? So the contractor, okay, you just type in 3 feet, enter. There it is. So it makes your dimension there. So it's 3 feet. And this is 13 feet 2. Let's just make it 13 feet 2. However, we want to make it 12 feet right in the center of the room there. Let's move this over. If we don't want a dimension to the center, just hit that dot. Look at that. Revit moves it over to the corner. But now this is 3 foot 2.5. So what you can do is you can go back and change that to 3 feet. Enter. And that's 3 feet. If you want this wall to move, you click on there. Okay. And then you change that one. Some windows in there. Okay, architecture. Let's go to window. And you can select all kinds of windows that you want. And if you don't like those windows, you can load families and find more windows. Or go online and find hundreds of windows, okay? So let's go here. Windows, click on it. Look at all the windows you're going to find. Okay, so let's see. What kind of window do I want to put in? Let's just select a generic window and put them in. Yeah, here they are. There are some windows. Okay. Say open. Now, what size do you want? Let's make it 3 feet by 4 feet. A big picture window. Okay, but the nominal size is our 4 foot 4. That's close enough. So let's. All right. So let's put in a window. All right. So we've got to select architecture. We've loaded it from the family. We go to window again. And we got to click the window. There you go. And we're going to pick the size. 30 by 44. Well, that's the closest one. Okay, there you are. There's a window. There's a window. It puts them on the angle. Look at that. Okay, that's enough windows of that size. Let's pick a different size window. Let's pick a smaller window. It's too big for that. There you go. Put one in here. Put one in here and one next to it. Look at that. And put one here and one there. There you go. We've got a bunch of windows in there now. And let's put some interior walls. We forgot to put some walls in there. So let's go here to go to wall architectural. And let's make an interior wall, which is 4 7/8. Well, let's see. They got 5s. Do they have 4 7/8? Okay, they don't have. Oh yeah, they have one. Okay, there it is. All right, let's put that in there. Now, I'm going to start here from the corner. Now remember, it starts from the wall center line, and I don't want that. I want to start from the corner, so I have to start and guess. I always have to guess. It's either finish face, exterior, or interior. Let's try interior. Okay, that's the wrong one. So let's go to escape. Revit doesn't have a right-click enter or an enter. You have to hit escape or go to modify, and that ends your command. So get used to that. So let's go to, okay, now if we pick this one, you know it's that one. So now we go here. Now it's lining up. Look at that. Okay. And escape, it lines it up really good. Now if you have something here that's not lined up, you can go to modify and see this command here. It says align. Select this line and then select that, and it will align. Okay. All right, there you go. And then let's see. Let's do some more walls. Architecture, wall. All right, let's make this one diagonally. Yeah, and then go up. There you go. And let's make it join over here. There you go. So now, how do we get in this house? This is a garage or living room, dining room. Okay, let's put doors in there now. So architecture, doors, Single floor store, that's pretty good. And I'm going to put a door right here. Let's put a door here, a door on this angular wall, and a door right here. That's good. And then we're going to put a door to the front of the house. Let's see, the door to the front of the house. And of course we have to have a back door. Let's have French doors in the back to a patio. Let's see, do we have French doors? Let's go back to load families again. If we don't see what we want, we go to load families. All right, so, oh, we're on windows. Let's go to doors. And this is your layout. This is how Revit loads it. This is where it is. I always have to go to US Imperial and find all my files in here. So it's loaded with the Revit software. So we want to go to doors. There we are. And let's see if we have French doors. Residential, there's residential. Oh, there's some, but they're not glass. Oh, here's some glass ones. Okay, good. Okay, and then we're going to pick out, it's going to be 3672 by 80. That's what we want. Okay, and it helps to know a little bit about design so that you know that. So now, the family was loaded into Revit. Now you got to go back to architecture and go to the door. It should be loaded now. Double glass, there it is. Okay, and then you got to pick the size. That was 36 by 80, right? No, it was 72 by 80. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now line right in there. Look at that. You have to force it away. Look at that, 7.5, 7.5. That looks good. So that's really good. So those are your doors and your windows. Okay. Now you're going to load your appliances. So let's go to architecture. Let's go to, these are components. Place a component. Okay. And let's load families again. And let's find some plumbing fixtures, right? US Imperial. It should be on the plumbing. Element OP. There it is. Plumbing. And it's mechanical. It's architectural, right? And it's fixtures. And it's bathtub, water closets. It's not called a toilet, it's called a water closet. There you go. So you can pick one. Or you can order, you can find stuff online and load them on there. And I can rotate after I place it. I can place it here and then load it, right? All right, so then escape. And then I can move it where I see that little dimension there. I can change that to just 1 inch. Therefore, it's 1 inch off the wall, and that way it won't cause any fungus. And if you don't want the contractor to go crazy with the dimensions, let's just say 3 feet 3, enter. There you are. So now that's here. And let's close off this bathroom. Let's add a few more walls here. Maybe we have to get rid of this one for a second. Let's get rid of that one. Okay, good. Let's go back to wall, architectural. And there's our wall. And remember, okay, good. And we'll escape. There we are. So now let's make sure this is 5 feet so we can have a bathtub. So we will, it's 7 feet. So we're going to click that and make sure it's interior to interior. You actually need 5'1", right? So let's see what happens to the wall if we type in 5'1". 5'1", enter. It puts it in there. That's not so bad. That's a wonky looking bathroom, but it's a nice looking bathroom, right? Maybe we want to put a sink there. So here's what I would do. I would go back and I would put a wall here and I would go out. Okay, and then I would come in. There you go. And I'd escape, and then I would go to modify and go to, see that trim corner? Look at that. I would click on that one and that one. Okay. And of course I would delete this one, delete it. I would delete that one. And then I would align this one up. And I would align it to the, see that one right there? I would line this one. See there? That line is really nice. And I would just go and I would go to architectural, go to wall, again, wall architectural. I'd come off this corner and I'd join it right there. And I'd say enter, enter. There you go. So now I have a place where I can put my sink. And I might want to move my door over. And typically when you open the door, let's see, which way do I want the door to be? That way or that way? I think this way. That way I'd be away from the door and I wouldn't be able to see in there. And then too, I want to move this door a little bit over there. So what I would do is I would make this 4 feet 6. 4 feet 6. Enter. There you go. And then I can make this one, see that one here? I can make that one about 4 feet. There you go, a little bit more room for the sink. Excuse me. And now let's go to components again. Place. And we're going to place a load of family called components go straight to load families, U.S. Imperial. And we're going to go back to plumbing again. And we're going to go to architectural, fixtures, bathtubs. There's a nice one. Okay. And I'm going to drag and drop it right in there. There you go. Enter. And be careful. The drain is over here. That means the wall has to be larger. It has to be a thicker chase wall. Let's put that chase wall. This is only 4 7/8. It's got to be 2 more inches. It's got to be a 2 by 6. So let's click on this wall. Okay, and we will edit type. And we will duplicate it. And we'll call it interior, and we'll call it a 6 7/8. We won't call it a partition wall. We'll call it a chase wall. We'll just write in chase. Enter. Okay. And then we will edit it, right? We will change it to from 3 to 5. Say okay. And say okay. So now that wall changed by itself. We just changed it. Let's go back again. We went to edit, we went to duplicate, we gave it a new name, we changed it to chase wall, a 6-inch wall, and we said okay, and then we changed the physical dimension on there. So you can change anything. You can change this tub. Click on the tub, you can edit it, always go to duplicate, and always rename it. So edit, duplicate, rename, and edit the size or the height or whatever. So let's put in the sink. Let's go and let's go back to components, place a component. We're going to load families, and let's go to the sinks, fixtures, sinks, there they are. There's a nice freestanding one. Okay, and say open, and I'm going to rotate after I place it. There you go. Oops. What happens if you put it in backwards? Well, you can always click it and rotate it, and you know this has got to be 180, so I've got to type it in. 180. Enter. There you are. And then you can always move this back. You can go to move command, and you can move. Okay, there you go. All right, you don't want it all the way there. So there's your bathroom. That's a quick overview of loading and placing things. Architecture, you can go to components, place components, load families, and we can find a chair and some other types of things. Sinks, everything that you want. Let's go to casework. Those are cabinets. Countertops, there you are. There's a countertop with a sink, an L shape. Good, look at that, L shape, say okay. And we can place the countertop. There you go. Okay, and we have sinks and stoves. Let's see, we have, let's go back to components again, place a component, load the family, and we're going to go to US Imperial. Let's find our furniture. There you go. Tables, storage, seating. Let's go to seating. And let's put the sofa. Look at that sofa. Let's put a sofa in there. There you go. And put a sofa. I'll rotate it as I place it. And you know the cushion goes on the back. So, all right, let's see. All right. I'm going to rotate it again. I think I want it on the other wall. Rotate it. I'm going to say -90. There you go. We're going to put it right there. There you go. All right. And I can change this dimension or that dimension. I can say 12 inches. I can say 9 inches if I want. And I can move this back down to 1 foot 6. There you go. Enter value form of starting. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 foot 6. There you go. And put it on there. There's my sofa. So there's your crash course in drawing in AutoCAD. That's your crash course in drawing in Revit. And in this case, your file, you can actually go to your architecture. It's actually easier. Wall architectural. And you can begin by drawing all of those. And remember, if you're on the wrong side, then you might want to start over on the other side. So architectural wall, and you start over here. And you just start drawing your walls. Okay. And you draw this one across. It heals itself, and you come around the bottom. There you go. And you go up to top. And you go around and around. There you go. There you go. And you go there. And there's a long wall here. And a little short closet there. Then you begin putting your doors and windows in there, putting your sinks and your tubs and everything. So that's really good. And let's just, you know about the zoom. Now, see this 3D house up here? If you click on it, you can look at your 3D in real time, right? So then there's your 3D drawing. You can also place items in 3D. So if you go to Window, and you have, let's find a short little window, 24 by 42. You could put the window, you could put 2 or 3 windows in there. See there? Right there, it lines it up. So anyway, this cube down here, click it. You can go to Realistic, it'll render it. Or you can click on it and go to Wireframe. And you can go to Hidden Lines. You can go to Shaded. You can go to Consistent Colors. You can apply colors to it, and then you can click here and say Fine, or Coarse or Medium. Fine, Coarse or Medium. This is the solar angles. It gives you the solar shadows during the day. This is the sun path. It shows you the sun path at different times of day. You can type in the time of day. And this over here gives the size. You can draw in whatever architectural size you want. And it tells you all of those wonderful things. And of course this one, you can rotate it just like in AutoCAD. And the rest of these are columns, roof, ceiling, floor. You can put all of those things on there. You can go back to your project browser and go back to east elevation. You can go to north, south, first floor. Okay, and then you can go to roof. Where's your roof? There's a roof. Roof by footprint. You have created the roof plan on the lowest level. Would you like to move it? Yes. Okay. So now you start a line. and you go across your roof, and you can also tell it if you want an overhang, or if you want parts to be non-roofed areas where you have patio, you can do that too. Let's see. And you close, and once you do that, you hit a check. Okay, and then you can go to 3D. And it puts your roof on there. And there's your shaded view of your 3D drawing. Okay, and you can rotate it as much as you want. And you can also click on the shaded area. You can go to the sun and go to sun settings. You can say, okay, REVIT reminds you every once in a while to save your project. We'll call this practice, P-R-A-C-T. See, I was working and I didn't save it. Practice. All right, so there you are, practice, save, okay. And then you can create a time for your own city. Let's just click on default city list. Should be Houston, Texas. That's the closest thing, and we're almost the same parallel. Houston, Texas, H-O-U. Houston, Texas, there you are. And this is our latitude, this is our time zone. And we can say okay. And we can set a time, a single day, at a certain time, sunrise, sunset, and we can say okay. And it'll show you what happens during the day. Okay? So those are very nice items, and they're only in REVIT, not in AutoCAD. So those are the fantastic things about REVIT. So let's go back to the shaded area. Let's go back to wireframe, and let's go back to the first floor. And there we are. You can edit and draw to your heart's content. You put your floors on, and you'll put your contours, you'll put your sidewalk, and then you'll do a full render. Okay, see you next time. Good job.